He's a rookie. He's got a quarterback who can't see over the offensive line, which I know sounds really like an excuse, but it's what it is.
Drew Brees can't really see over the offensive line.
But Drew Brees has wide receivers he trusts can get to where he's throwing.
But it's the same reason why I'm not 100% on Baker Mayfield in the NFL. Because I don't.
Oh no, Baker Mayfield's going to be a great free safety.
He's not. He's not tall enough to see over lines, and he's good passing. And he's good in the pocket, but I don't know if that's gonna work for him in the NFL.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of his play is predicated on the option. He needs to get out of the pocket where there's no lineman and a running back blocking for him that he's not going to get in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's not going to have open.
Yeah, that's not easy.
He's not going to have open passing lanes.
Yeah,
that's it's exactly like what Ben McAdoo is saying to Eli Manning.
I don't give a crap about what McAdoo has to say.
Get used to muddy pockets, because that's what this is.
That's fine. The only words I want to hear come out of McAdoo's mouth are
I quit. Where's the buffet?
Run the ball?
No, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Yeah, goodbye would be fine. I don't need any more than one word. Goodbye. All right, see you later.
Peace.
Run a running play in the first quarter, and it's like 2 yards, and McAdoo's like,
The run don't work.
He's not going to run the ball again into the third quarter. He ain't doing this again.
Which is amazing to me because the week before, they just realized that what's his name?
Goldman. You have a national championship running back.
He can actually run. We should give him the ball. Oh, no, to hell with that. We're not doing that anymore.
You have a national... It's the same thing with the Jets. The Jets are going on... We're going on and on about how we want to be an Alabama-style team. And they have an Alabama championship-winning quarterback on their roster with Greg McElroy. And they refuse to play him.
Can I just say one thing? There's a problem if you're a pro team and saying that you want to be a team that's in college. Okay? You're really not doing something right at the pro level.
I think we tried McElroy a few times, and...
He didn't really get his chance, and when he did get his,
he had practices to prove that he was.
So did Hackenberg, but he was hitting people that were on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Listen, Hackenberg shouldn't even be in the Canadian Football League. I am sorry. Watching him at Penn State, I remember. Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
I remember watching him, and there was this one game against Northwestern where on 3 straight plays he threw interceptions. And I said to myself, this guy sucks. He sucks. And then Northwestern won by 28.
Anything's an improvement over Fitzpatrick last year.
No. So. Christian Hackenberg is not an improvement.
6 picks in one game. 6 picks.
Ben Roethlisberger threw 5.
6 picks in one game. And then I think he fumbled it that game, too.
My cousin just made a good point. He said, too bad McAdoo didn't get busted for the coke.
It's comment on Spreaker. Yeah. Let us all see it. We want to call you out. But I'm sure somewhere down the line we're gonna find out that McAdoo was like hiding hookers in his closet or something.
That hairdo? I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't a few kids in his basement.
Those are some serious allegations. Yes, the next game.
It's a very creepy looking.
Next game, Jets Browns.
Not a good look.
He looks like the kind of guy that moves down to Florida because it's nice there.
Jets barely beat the Browns
17-14. But a win's a win.
The Jets are 3-2, but they could still go 4-12. Like they've had.
I'm very sure they will.
They had a pretty easy schedule comparatively to start the season. I know a lot of people said 6 games in they'd be 3-3, and that is looking like it could happen. Against the Patriots with or without Brady. Let's be honest.
Although, do you trust Jimmy Garoppolo, really?
No, I just don't trust the Jets.
Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't know. It was bad.
Some team's going to overpay for him probably next year. Isn't he a free agent next year?
Yeah, some team is going to overpay for him, just like some team overpaid for Mike Glennon and then traded up and paid an ass ton to get Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
Same team, by the way.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Way to
same,
go. Way to
same
go,
team. No, we're going to let Alshon Jeffrey go because he's the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just not a great showing on the offensive side. Defense played well for the most part. May and Adams are still looking very, very good. I'm excited to have them because we're probably going to have them forever.
I told you.
They're awesome.
When they were drafted, I told you the Jets did the most un-Jets thing by drafting Jamal Adams. He was the best player in college football.
Well, they've been trying to gear to more BPA. You know, that's why they got Leonard Williams last year, even though our strength was on the D-line. Or not this most recent draft, but the one prior, obviously. So, you know, that's why I'm still thinking Mac isn't a lost cause. I'm wondering about Bowles, but
I think Mike
he's winning
Maccagnan
games, which is interesting.
I think Mike Maccagnan is a lost cause because, honestly, if I were the Browns, I would have taken Jamal Adams number 1 overall. He was, in my opinion, the biggest playmaker, the biggest difference maker in that draft.
I know.
And I have no idea why he fell to 6.
Me neither, but I'm happy he did because he looks great, and May has been fantastic as well. He's disruptive. He's shadowing people. Like he's been in the NFL for a couple of years.
And really quickly, isn't this like the 4th year in a row that the number 1 overall pick got injured at some point in the season? Jadeveon Clowney did it a few years ago. Myles Garrett, he was out for a couple of games. Who was number 1 overall last year? Yeah, Goff. He didn't get hurt.
Looked good in that game. He had a mean couple, at least 1 sack on McCown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. With
Kaiser got benched in this game for Kevin Hogan, which I found really baffling.
Yeah, because let your young prospect suffer through some.
Yeah,
some
I mean,
games.
if you're going to throw him into the fire, you can't pull him out now. They tossed Kevin Hogan to Wolves last year, and we're like, it kind of worked out, but not enough. Here's Cody Kessler, and then they were like, well, that didn't exactly work. Now we're going to draft Kaiser, and now they're like, well, you know, man.
Yeah, either sit him on the bench for a year, or if you're going to
if you're going to play him, play him.
Exactly.
You
Let
can't,
him get some.
There's no short leash
some
at
losses.
that point.
Give him a chance to have a comeback win or something. You know,
he gets a bounce back, and you know you can gain confidence from coming back the following week and not making the same mistakes.
You know, even losing has some value for a young guy in that you gain that experience and you feel how crappy it is to lead your team and still lose, and you know maybe that helps light fire. Maybe that, you know, maybe he learned something in that loss that he can take forward, you know, when he throws into double coverage or something.
And I mean, as the Browns, as a GM, as a head coach, I think those are the times when you find out what you actually have in a player.
Right.
You know, everything is bad now.
If you have that drive.
Yeah. Do you turn in and go, all right, well, we're beat. Because truthfully, if my QB's turning in and going, you know what, man, we're going to lose to the Jets. It's over. I'm not going to try. I don't want you as my QB anymore.
Honestly,
you know?
I think
it feels like they're giving up to the Browns. Just like they expect their quarterbacks to be garbage, and then like the second that they show it, they're like, "Oh, well, that's another one we screwed up."
Yeah,
on to the next one.
Yep. But I don't understand. Going back to Harbaugh and how great of a coach he is, he gave you the blueprint for how to take a quarterback that's not that good and make them effective. When Alex Smith went down and Colin Kaepernick came in, he's like, well, all we need to do is, change one of our offensive linemen and instead of doing 2 tights, do 1 tight and add in a receiver, and now we have a speed offense that he can run in. Like, why? Why are other teams not following this?
Look how good Flacco looked under him, how bad he's looked since then.
I just don't. I really don't understand why, like, you bring in these kids, and I know that the idea is to try and Squarespace, the new sponsor of the New York Knicks. But I don't understand at all why you bring in these kids. I see it on the TV. Get over it, Tony.
You know,
are they paying us? I was like, yeah, that was weird.
MSG, Papa John's. What are you talking about over here?
Oh, so okay. The Knicks have announced. Have you seen this? The Knicks
still waiting to hear from Chick-fil-A, man.
The Knicks have announced.
I know that. I know what they're going to
put the Squarespace on the jersey. It's the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it starts Friday, right?
I'm not surprised that Dolan's over here hawking it already, okay?
Well, I think they've already been a sponsor of Madison Square Garden. I think they're just...
They got more now, though. There wasn't Squarespace in the background on the glass before, and there wasn't this little Squarespace studio corner thing.
Yeah, if we have to keep talking about Dolan and him doing this, I'm going to say things that are really offensive. We should move on.
All right, anyways.
Back to football.
Like how he's basically a prostitute, yes.
Anyways.
That was the light way of saying it.
Yeah, I don't understand why, back to football now, why these teams bring in these kids and are like, all right, adapt to my system. Oh, it's time for you now. You haven't got to learn the system, but we're not going to do anything to help you learn the system. We're not going to make our system, which is easily more adaptable to you, in the case of the Minnesota Vikings, which, by the way, Sam Bradford being hurt, Case Keenum okay, whatever, this is the perfect spot to either bring back Teddy Bridgewater or sign Colin Kaepernick. That's not to talk about all of this stuff with Colin Kaepernick, but I said in the very beginning, did I not?
Be in the league.
But I mean, your point with
after everything that's going on
with teams pretty much trying to force players into their system, kind of brings me to Adrian Peterson. Like, when you sign with the Saints, it makes no sense, and everybody's going, what the hell is going on here?
Why isn't Adrian Peterson doing well? Well, because Drew Brees throws it 118 times a game.
Right, it's not a pro-style run-first offense. It's a pass-first offense, spread you out.
Right.
Why isn't Vince Young a great quarterback?
You know?
Well, because he ran the option in college. He doesn't run the option in the NFL. That's why.
So it's just weird, like, that teams go out of their way to get a player. Like, the Saints had no reason for that.
Yeah,
you know, personally, they should have been like, this doesn't even work. Why the hell would we sign you?
Well, they got him cheap, didn't expect Alvin Kamara to be as good as he is.
Yeah, but
That's
still,
it.
Sure, Kamara has been
even when you get him cheap, he doesn't fit into your offense.
Yeah, but
so you can't expect him to be Adrian Peterson if you're not running you're not running the offense you've seen Peterson.
They also wanted him to pass block.
Yeah, but why would you go out and get a guy that's almost the exact thing of what you already have? That you have that in Mark Ingram. You have a guy that you could develop into everything you need Peterson to be, and who is younger. So why go out and get a guy who's older and does it? It's just like getting another one. It's like, oh, I enjoyed that. I'll have two.
It's the same reason. The Giants went on and got Brandon Marshall.
No, Brandon Marshall I can justify because there was no high point wide receiver.
You've already got a diva on the other side.
I'm not worried about the diva. I need someone to high point the football. You already have a bowling ball in the back, and his name's Ingram. You don't need two. This isn't the PBA.
It's like when the Bills got Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even if you do have a bowling ball, sometimes you won't use it. Ask the Seahawks.
All right, moving on, because who cares about the Browns?
Is that how we got here?
Yeah. Panthers 27, Lions 24.
That was a bit of an upset. I thought the Lions should have taken that. Panthers are showing maybe they're not out this season.
Ed Dixon had like 5 receptions for like 175 yards or something.
Yeah,
I think he's the one I'm trying to pick up in the league.
Like, how is that even possible?
Everybody should be taking a look at him.
He has like 4 seasons in his career where he hadn't had over like 200 yards in a career in the season itself, and almost broke 200 yards in one game.
It's
How's
astonishing.
that happen?
Well, isn't Greg Olsen hurt?
Right.
Yeah, but are they just leaving him wide open? It's still Ed Dixon. Whether Olsen's hurt or not, it's still Ed Dixon.
Think about it.
He's never done this ever.
If you're game planning for the Giants, are you talking at all about run? No. If you don't know who
you're thinking about it,
exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, after Gallman or after Darkwa breaks a 20-yarder or whatever it is for a touchdown, you go, hold on. We're going to walk that safety down just a little bit because they can run the ball. You know what I mean?
You think at some point they would have put somebody on Dixon.
It's not like he had 170 yards on one catch. You know what I mean? This was multiple times where they went, nobody's covering that guy over. Damn, anybody at any point going to cover him? You know what I mean?
There had to
That's
have
shocking to me.
There had to have been at least a few conversations at some point, like, whose man was that?
Like an NFL team at no point made an adjustment to cover the guy torching them.
I'm pretty sure they're literally just like, is there a game happening right now? Who is this?
I'm pretty sure their reaction was, don't worry about him. We have
Ed
Stafford. He'll chuck it all over this place.
All right. And the crap fest of the week, They happen to go to overtime. You have the Colts 26, 49ers 23.
I told you it was going to be a close game.
It was a close game. I don't remember a single thing from that game. I don't think I watched any of it.
I remember that you two knuckleheads